Rule 4. Social distancing. Don't kid me on. You don't want to be in 5 metre proximity to most of the people in this place, let alone 2. Social distance where you can and follow the arrows if you can. Unless you can't, then don't, but if you can, then do, and unless you can't, then don't, but stay alert if you can.
Alright, my name is Hunter Smiley. I am studying level 6 music at Northeast Scotland College, and the project that we had to do was to write a piece of original music and then come up and make a video to go along with that.
Hello and welcome to all the students, staff, family, friends and employers joining us online for Nescall's first ever virtual graduation week. For those of you who have absolutely no idea who I am and why I've hijacked your graduation ceremony, my name is Alan McHugh. And if you're a regular at the annual Panto at His Majesty's Theatre, you might just recognise me as their resident Panto dame, although I admit I am usually kitted out in a daft frock, a scary wig and a comedy bra, and somebody, somewhere here, thought it might be a good idea to ask me to host this graduation ceremony, although They did stop short of having me dress up in the panto gear on the off chance it might just diminish the gravitas of the occasion. Now, today's ceremony is one of 4 taking place during this week, and it is my job to lead you through the proceedings. And it really is an honour to be part of this auspicious event. I've been coming to Aberdeen to do panto now for 18 years, and although for my sins, I'm sorry, I'm a Ouija, but in that time I have formed such a close bond with the area and its people that I genuinely do look upon Aberdeen as my second home. Now, each year more than 6,500 full-time students enrol at Nescol, with thousands more studying part-time with the college. And this week, we are celebrating the achievements of students who graduated in 2020 and 2021, and who, well, for reasons for which or of which we're all aware, have been unable to graduate in the traditional manner in person in Aberdeen and up there in the Broch in Fraserburgh. So, this year's graduation ceremonies are more than just about recognising our students' academic achievements. They're also an opportunity to salute the courage, determination and resilience not only of those graduating who have achieved success in the face of such adversity, but also of their families, the college and the local community as a whole, who have all dug deep and come together to support and encourage each other to meet the extraordinary challenges the last 2 years have thrown up. Me personally, I was hospitalised with COVID, which led to pneumonia and blood clots in my lungs. And in addition to that, my business, the entertainment industry, has been shut down for the best part of 2 years. The last time I was on stage being the Aberdeen Panto in 2019. Now listen, I'm not playing the sympathy card here. And I'm glad to say that I'm back to 100% with no lasting effects. But that has given me the appreciation that everybody out there has had their own COVID experience. And having been through, or on my own journey, I am in awe of those graduating today, who've achieved so much whilst dealing with all that might have been going on in their own worlds. Hopefully next year, things will have returned to normal. But for the moment, thanks to the wonders and miracles of modern technology, we are all able to come together to celebrate this important day. I'll be soon handing over to Ken Milroy, MBE, Chair of the Nescol Regional Board, who I know is keen to express his own personal and professional pride in the response from the students and staff to the challenges faced over the course of the pandemic. We'll also be hearing from Nescol Principal Neil Cowie, who I'm sure will want to echo the Chair's feelings. And as our guest speaker, we are honoured and delighted to have a local hero in Neil Fahey, MBE, Olympic gold medalist in the Tokyo Paralympics earlier this year. A true inspiration to so many, Neil will have his own personal message to the classes of 2020 and 2021. Towards the end of the ceremony, we'll round off with some messages of congratulations from some familiar faces, so please stay with us for those. One of the benefits of the ceremony being broadcast online is the opportunity for everyone out there watching to get involved. So please, don't be shy and share your comments and words of encouragement using the chat panel that's on your screen. Now, I have actually been involved in a few similar online events over the last couple of years with this chat facility. And I have to say that some folk have got a wee bit, well, let's say carried away. So please bear in mind that your comments can be seen by absolutely everybody watching. Now, I'm going to hand over to Ken Milroy, a stalwart of Nescol and the Scottish College sector as a whole. This is Ken's final graduation week, as his current term as chair of the regional board draws to a close, and Ken's been at the helm since Nescol's inception. Please welcome Mr. Ken Milroy.
Thank you, Alan. Honoured guests, principal, staff and graduates, a very warm welcome to you all. I feel greatly privileged as chair of North East Scotland College Regional Board to share in this special day of achievement. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome some special guests to today's ceremony. Firstly, our guest speaker, Neil Fahey, MBE, who will give us an uplifting insight into his life as a gold medal winning Paralympic and multi-world champion in the field of track cycling. Secondly, I'd like to welcome our generous award sponsors, and the representatives who will be watching along with us today, from the SQA, from the Rotary Club of Fraserburgh, and from the Score Group plc. Today is about celebrating your achievements, and it will interest you to know that your success is as much a cause for celebration for board members and staff as it is for you and your families. Our purpose is to help provide opportunities for you to become the best you can be, and we're proud to see you realise your dreams. I'm always very impressed with the dedication shown by our students throughout their time at the college, but the challenges and uncertainty you have faced over the past 18 months make me particularly proud of you all. On behalf of the Regional Board, I'd like to congratulate both staff and students on the admirable way you rose to meet all of the challenges that came your way. We must also take some time today to say thank you to family members and friends who've supported you along the way, and we hope you're able to share in your celebrations. We hope that this day will be remembered happily for you for a long time.
A big thank you to Ken, and I'm sure his words will have resonated with everyone out there watching. We'll be hearing from Ken again towards the end of the ceremony when he signs off as college chair for the final time. But now, I am delighted and honoured to be able to introduce our guest speaker, Neil Faki, MBE. Neil's gold medal win in Japan was just the latest in a long list of Olympic successes. Neil switched from a successful career in athletics to focus on cycling more than a decade ago, and in that time Neil has won 2 gold, 2 silver medals across 4 Paralympic Games. Also, he has won 14 World Championship titles. Not only that, 4 Commonwealth Games golds in Scotland's colours. Like all Olympic gold medalists, Neil has the distinction of having a gold-coloured postbox in his hometown, and Neil's, very aptly, is in Golden Square, not a million miles from the college's city campus. In addition to that, Neil's honours stretch to having his image on commemorative postage stamps. Neil is a hero and an inspiration, not just here in his hometown of Aberdeen, but like so many of his Paralympian colleagues, to millions around the globe. And he and his achievements, they encapsulate everything that is positive about the power of sport. Now, I can speak from personal experience about the inspiring and life-changing effect the success of somebody like Neil can bring about. My own niece, Amy Clark, Amy's Down syndrome, and Amy has represented Great Britain in rhythmic gymnastics at the last 2 Special Olympic Games. Now, the Special Olympics, that's for athletes with intellectual disabilities. I was in Los Angeles and Abu Dhabi with the British team for both of these games. And to see what these athletes can achieve in the face of their own challenges, it's humbling, it's heartwarming, it's life-affirming, and ultimately it's inspiring on so many levels. And I would like to think that I've come away from both those Olympics, hopefully, a slightly better person because of this experience, and with a greater appreciation of how fortunate I am. But I do not mean that. I don't mean that in a patronising manner, or that my feelings are born out of sympathy. Because I know many of these athletes well, and they don't want sympathy, certainly not mine. They want to be recognised for who they are and what they are capable of. And witnessing this firsthand has encouraged and inspired me to set my own bar higher and see what I might be capable of if I dare to push myself that wee bit further. And I get the same feelings of pride and the desire to improve myself when I watch Neil and his colleagues in the Paralympics, or in fact anybody in any endeavour giving it their all. Now today, Neil is joining us from his training base in Manchester, where already he is back in the saddle after that incredible gold medal triumph in Tokyo. So now, it is a pleasure to welcome one of Aberdeen's most famous sporting sons to graduation week at Nescol. Please welcome Neil Faki, MBE.
Graduates of 2020, graduates of 2021, what a unique situation we find ourselves in, celebrating 2 graduations in one day. As a proud Aberdeen loon for the Bridge of Don, I'm always delighted to kind of hear stories of success from those from our adopted by the northeast of Scotland, and today you will be joining that roster. Now, I know it's not been easy. You had to learn and adapt quickly to a method of working and studying that you didn't sign up for. You know, you might have missed out on that social side of studying. Perhaps you struggled with motivation when working from home on your own, and maybe even sometimes those distractions of home life got in the way and you ended up not working as hard as maybe you wanted to. But that's fine, because you made it. You know, you're here today to graduate, and that's something that no one will ever be able to take away from you. And likewise, I had to adapt a lot during the global pandemic, and I think back to January 2020 when this was all just slowly starting to kick off. I was out in Canada racing at the World Championships where I won a gold medal, and at that stage we were just a few months away from the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. I just had to keep doing what I was doing, keep going through the motions and ticking the boxes, and you know, I would go in as favourite to win Paralympic gold. And at that point I wasn't really enjoying my cycling. It was kind of getting a bit stale, and I thought, you know, this is probably going to be it for me. I'm going to hopefully get that gold medal and then ride off into the sunset and call it a day and move on to something else in my life. And you know, I kept training. It was in March. I remember having this conversation with my teammate while we were in the gym doing a weightlifting session, and she said to me she was a bit worried about the COVID situation, about whether the games would go ahead or not. And I kind of said, you know, don't worry about it. It's too big a thing. There's too much money invested. Of course it's going to go ahead, and professional football is still going anyway. So if that's going ahead, then of course we're going to keep racing as well. And it was actually during that session that we started getting notifications through on our phone saying that top flight football across the country had been cancelled for a few weeks. And then that weekend we went into national lockdown, and it's safe to say that I am no good at predicting the future. And then we had this sudden panic of how do you train for a Paralympic Games from your house? And it was a pretty stressful week, but that was all solved very quickly when the games were postponed. My initial reaction for that was I was distraught. I was obviously world number one, as I say, a few months away from getting to the games. I was 36 years old and not getting any younger either. So, you know, I wanted to race the next day. I was ready to go. I wasn't sure if the rest of the world would catch me up, whether my performance might slip, and yeah, I was disappointed. But with that came the relaxation that I no longer had this event I was training for, and I was free to train however I wanted from home. So I'm very much a sprint athlete. I decided to start doing some endurance training along with my wife Laura, who's an endurance rider on the GB team as well. We already had this training room set up with static bikes on trainers that are hooked up to a program where you can ride in this virtual world with people from across the globe. And we just started doing that, and I was a bit of a gamer when I was growing up, maybe still am a little bit. Some of you here today might also be in that kind of line of things, and you'll understand this, that there's a series of achievements on that program, and I love to get achievements. So we set out during that lockdown to do all these tough routes, tick off these achievements one after the other, and we were on the bike for hours every day, but I just loved that freedom of training and enjoying it again. We also managed to borrow a weightlifting bar and some discs, and made a gym in our back garden, and I've still got the dents and holes in the ground to show for it as well. Fortunately, the weather stayed nice during that first lockdown for us. But yeah, I got that love back for cycling. And then the world started to open up a bit. The velodrome opened up and we were back here. But I was nervous that we get back into that same old way of training, that status quo. And I spoke to my coach and I said, you know, what are we going to do to keep it fresh and exciting? And we decided to do something we hadn't done before. We focused on a part of the race we hadn't really done, which was the start. It was quite a bold move because what we'd been doing was working. We were the best in the world, of course, at that stage, but we thought we'd take this new approach and keep it fresh and see what would happen. And of course, we get to the Tokyo Games and we're going well in training, but the unknown is there. What are the rest of the world up to? We haven't raced them for 18 months since those world champs back in January 2020. As well as we're going, how good might the rest of the world be going? And it was a games like no other. I mean, it's the COVID games. There were no spectators there, which was a shame. We had our daily COVID tests. Most of the interviews we conducted were over Zoom, which was, you know, a little bit bizarre, but it was still the games, it was still special. And when it came to race day, those cameras were still pointed at us, and that's when you become aware that the pressure's really on. You've got one opportunity to deliver, and I knew that was what we had to do. Now, my event is the 1 kilometre time trial. That's 4 laps of the velodrome. It's one bike on the track at a time. Fastest time wins. It's very straightforward. And the way it works is it's seeded so that hopefully it gets faster and faster throughout the competition, the fastest riders being at the end. And as reigning world champion, I was going to be last off. So I sat there ready to race, watching all my opponents go one after the other. And it was actually my teammates who went quickest. They broke the Paralympic record and were leading, and then it was our turn to go up. The countdown clock by the side of the track counted down to 0, and we burst out the starting gate. That was the area of the race we'd been working on, and we accelerated up to speed and rode hopefully to victory. But the interesting thing with my event is you've no idea where you are until you cross the finish line and you either see or hear the result. And it wasn't until we finished our ride and rolled up to under the scoreboard, I saw 3 words on the board that said new world record. And at that point I knew we'd won that gold medal. And we hadn't just broken the world record, we'd absolutely smashed it. It was an incredible ride, something I'm so proud of. And then 15 minutes later I got to watch my wife, Laura, win a gold as well, and she also broke the world record in her event. It was the most incredible, magical day. And I think back to that moment when the games were postponed and that extra year that had filled me with so much dread. In actual fact, it was that extra year that led on to this amazing day, this incredible performance that we had. And what I learned over that 18-month period, this past 18 months, is that with these tough moments that come along, great opportunities often arise as well. And this has been one of the toughest moments for all of us. But that does mean these incredible opportunities are out there. And they're not always staring us right in the face by any means. They're not always the obvious path, and sometimes we have to be brave to go out there and look for them. But they are out there. Now, you've graduated during a global pandemic. That makes you special. That makes you unique. You've learned skills and techniques that others simply haven't. You've learned how to cope and how to adapt in situations where others simply wouldn't. You are special and you have a bright future ahead of you. You just have to go looking for those opportunities that are out there. So in Tokyo this summer, I won my gold medal, and now it's time for you to go out there and win your gold medal, whatever that medal might look like to you. So there's this little motto I always carry with me to keep me going, to keep me pushing forwards, and I want you to take it with you as well today. And it's simply this: be ambitious, be courageous, and be relentless. So my congratulations to you on your graduation day. Make sure you enjoy it, and I look forward to hearing your story soon as well. All the best.
Thank you once again to the amazing Neil Fackie, and I am sure Neil's words and achievements will inspire and motivate all those watching, not just students, to raise the bar and to go for gold, and to try their very best to reach their full potential. All those here today have indeed done that, thanks to a combination of their own determination to succeed, coupled with the support of friends, family and the college. And with regard to the college, I'm now going to introduce Principal Neil Cowie. Now, Neil began his NESCOL career as a lecturer way back in 1999, and he's climbed the ranks until he was appointed principal late in 2019. Despite having been in the post for 2 years, this week Neil is leading his very first graduation ceremony as principal. As I'm often told as an actor, and as I often forget as an actor, timing is everything. Within months of taking up his role, the pandemic struck, and Neil's priorities and job description changed dramatically. The best laid plans and all that. Neil was then tasked with leading the college and its students and staff through unprecedented times. In March 2020, with Neil at the helm, the difficult but brave, safe and sensible decision was taken to close the campuses and move to remote learning to keep everyone connected with NESCOL safe. Students are now back on campus, and thankfully, the current college year looks like it'll be far closer to normality for everyone. Now, that decisive action taken at the start of the pandemic is typical of the way in which the college has navigated such difficult circumstances under Neil's leadership. Now, please welcome College Principal, Mr. Neil Cowie.
Thanks, Alan. Good afternoon to you all who join us today, and thank you for coming together to mark the achievements of a very special group of graduates. This week of celebration features students from across 2 college sessions, those who completed their studies in 2020 and in 2021. As Alan, Ken and Neil have all touched upon, it has been a time like no other. Every individual recognised in today's ceremony has their own personal story to tell and is able to reflect upon the experience of this extraordinary moment in our history that we are all living through. Many of the challenges you've experienced have been unseen and unspoken, but sit behind the certificate each of you now holds. Yours is a certificate that should be treasured as a reminder of the resilience, determination and character that has carried each and every one of you through to this moment and helped you and many, many others to navigate the uncharted waters we have all faced together. I'm incredibly proud of the way in which the college community has rallied during such adversity. Our graduates have each played their part in that exemplary team effort and have each left a lasting impression on Nescol. At the college, we often talk about our wish to give every person who falls under our wing the chance to fulfill their potential. As staff, we provide guidance and support. We help to create an environment that nurtures and encourages. And with such support and encouragement, our students who take these opportunities afforded them and turn them into something truly special. All those who join us today have done exactly that, and with much energy, determination and commitment. It's inevitable on an occasion such as this that we look back at the achievements of the past 2 years, and it is equally understandable that the unique circumstances surrounding these achievements are acknowledged. What is vital, however, is that we also look forward and shine a light on what the future holds for our graduates, our college, and our region. If we have learned anything in the past 2 years, it is that none of us can predict with any certainty what the months and years ahead have in store. But we value more than ever the power of being prepared. Whether you've used your qualification to continue on the path of education, have taken the next steps in your chosen career, or are exploring opportunities for new beginnings, it's an incredibly exciting time. The traditional businesses and sectors that Nescol serves are evolving at pace, and our graduates will go on to fuel that positive change as part of the workforce that is equipped to make an impact. The North East of Scotland is a region that has a proud tradition of reinvention. From granite and agriculture to fishing and offshore industries, there is a spirit of innovation and endeavour that runs deep. New specialisms are emerging in many areas, not least in energy transition, digital technology and care, and the college, in working with its many valued partners, remains well positioned to deliver what is needed to ensure the future recovery, reform and resilience of our region's economy. Today's graduates will help write the next chapter of this region's future, and I know you will embrace that with the same enthusiasm that has taken you to this point. The hard work and dedication that has brought you to your graduation will provide a solid platform to build from, with knowledge and skills that will stand the test of time. Before I bring my remarks to a close, I'd like to take the opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to our graduates for all that they have contributed to Nescol during their time with us. Your commitment to your studies and to your future is a credit to the college, those closest to you, and of course yourself. And whilst I am making this point, I would also extend my considerable appreciation and thanks to the families, carers and friends who have provided such valuable support to all our graduates throughout their educational journeys. Such important people do not look for praise, but it has been their understanding and encouragement that has been so integral and vital to the achievements that we are here to celebrate. I would also like to thank the members of the college's regional board, past and present, for their leadership, direction and support. The skills and experience that each board member has brought to the work of the college has undoubtedly helped us to keep on track during these very unique times. In offering such gratitude, I want to single out Ken Mulroy, our chairperson. As he is due to retire from his role next March, this will be Ken's final graduation ceremony as regional board chair. His association, as you've already heard, with the college has been long-standing, much valued and always appreciated. Ken, there'll be further opportunity to acknowledge your contribution to the work of the college before your tenure ends. But in the meantime, I would simply wish to state on behalf of us all at North East Scotland College our sincere appreciation for all your leadership, support and advice that you've given us all over so many years. Finally, my sincere thanks must also go to all college staff who have plotted a route through very uncertain times with a sense of surety and calm. To all my colleagues, I could not thank you enough for what you have done over the past year and a half and for your contribution that you have made to the many successes we are celebrating today. Graduation marks the end of one chapter at Nescol, but just the start of an exciting new part of the life story of those students we recognise today. I look forward to seeing what unfolds and to the difference our classes of 2020 and 2021 make to the communities in which they reside and work. And to each and every one graduating today, congratulations, and once again, well done to you all.
A big thank you to Neil, whose words certainly underline the scale of the achievement for each and every student who has completed their studies at Nescol over the past 2 sessions. Now, to the part of the ceremony you've all been waiting for, the chance to see our graduates' names up in lights. Certificates have been sent out in advance, and I know that many of you will have hired robes to allow you to pose for photographs and to mark the occasion. That includes myself. My own robes representing my own graduation from Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama and Glasgow University, which naturally pales into insignificance alongside Nescol. So, if you are on social media, now is the time to get involved using the hashtag NescolGrads, and to share your graduation photos with everyone watching. It's also a good time to remind you that you can use the chat function I mentioned earlier to send messages of congratulations, bearing in mind the earlier watershed caveat, to your friends and family as they appear on screen. And now, for the Nescol Graduation Roll of Honour.
It's my pleasure to announce that the following individuals from the sector of care, education and social sciences successfully completed courses at Aberdeen City Campus in the 2019-20 and the 2020-21 sessions.
PDA Childhood Practice. Linda Adamson, Nicola Argo, Vicky Bremner, Lisa Ewan, Jacqueline Ewing, Marianne Leask, Joanne Lee, Lauren Robertson, Amanda Smith, Michelle Stephen. HNC Childhood Practice. Paula Boone, Libby Copeman, Morgan Davidson, Abby Duncan, Megan Duncan, Rachel Duncan, Kirsty Ferguson, Eleanor Gould, Anna Henry, Paulina Jandura, Danielle Martin, Kaylin Robbie, Sarah Reiki, Beth Robinson, Kim Watson, Chloe Willocks, Carly Wilson.
Congratulations to you all. I now have the pleasure of introducing the SQA Award. This award is presented annually by SQA to an exceptional student who has studied at Nescol's Aberdeen Altons campus or our Aberdeen City campus. This year's winner is Ailey Morrison, who studied HND Applied Sciences. Congratulations, you're a very worthy winner of this award. That concludes the presentation of awards at this ceremony. I would now like to hand back to Alan McHugh.
On behalf of myself, everyone at Nescol, and all friends and family, a huge congratulations to all those who have graduated today and whose names are now on that esteemed Roll of Honour. This is a great achievement at any time, but especially so given the circumstances under which you've all earned your qualifications over the last 2 years. Hope you've all toasted yourselves and the champagne corks are popping. We've almost reached the end of today's ceremony, and I really do hope you've all enjoyed it as much as we have. For me, it's been a real privilege to have been involved, and I have nothing but admiration for the students and staff for what they have achieved during this difficult time. And while nobody wanted to have a virtual graduation, well, like so many things over the last 2 years, we've all had to come up with alternative ways of doing things. And I think that all those involved have made this inaugural NESCOL Virtual Graduation Week, don't try saying that after a glass of fizz, inaugural NESCOL Virtual Graduation Week, I shouldn't have had that glass of fizz. They've made it a huge success, but in the nicest possible way. Let's all hope we won't be relying upon a virtual graduation next year. Before I hand back to Ken Mulroy to give a formal vote of thanks, in case you weren't aware, today's event will also be available to view online once the curtain falls in today's ceremony. So you can share the link with any friends or family who weren't able to join us this afternoon. And also, after Ken has signed off for the last time as chair of the regional board, there will be an opportunity to hear some words of congratulations from staff and friends of the college, who I'm sure will be familiar to you all. So pour yourself another glass of fizz and hang on for a wee bit longer to check that out. As for me, I'm off to look out my comedy bra for Panto at the same time as allowing Ken Mulroy to try to rescue the dignity of the occasion. So please, on that note, welcome, for the final time, Chair of the Regional Board, Mr. Ken Mulroy, MBE.
Thank you, Alan. At the end of what has been such a wonderful, uplifting celebration, I'm delighted to thank the many people who've contributed to its success. I'd like to thank NESCOL Principal Neil Cowie and Associate Vice Principals Susan Grant and Alicia Dupresse for their work in contributing to the success of the ceremony. Thanks, of course, must go to Alan McHugh, who I'm sure you will agree struck the perfect balance of not only keeping us entertained, but also keeping the ceremony on track. As you can imagine, our speaker, Neil Faki, has an incredibly busy schedule, and we are hugely grateful to him for taking time out of training to give us an insight into his life and inspire us to keep moving forward, despite the challenges that come our way. Thanks also go to former NESCOL HND TV student Alex Coveney, who now based in Manchester for filming Neil at the Velodrome. I would also like to thank the members of the college's board, many of whom I know will be watching the ceremony today, for the contribution they make to the work of the college throughout the year. We are also most grateful for the ongoing support of our graduation award sponsors. Firstly, Score Group and the Rotary Club of Fraserburgh, who both generously sponsor a number of awards for students based in Fraserburgh campus. And secondly, SQA for their sponsorship of 2 awards, one for a student based at Aberdeen City or Alton's campuses, and one for a student based at Fraserburgh campus or the Scottish Maritime Academy in Peterhead. Thanks must also go to teaching and support staff of the college who work hard throughout the year supporting students as they work towards achieving their qualifications. This year, I'd like to make a particular mention of the college's health and safety and facilities team, who have worked tirelessly throughout the last 18 months to keep our staff, students and visitors safe. No ceremony like this can run smoothly without the dedication of the many people who have worked behind the scenes over the last few weeks and months to ensure its success. I wish to acknowledge the hard work of the Central Administration team, the Marketing and Communications team, multimedia support, and other college staff involved in the event. On behalf of all our successful students, I'd also like to thank their families and friends, parents, partners, and children who encouraged and supported them throughout their study. They've made a major contribution to the success of each student celebrating today. And of course to you, our successful students, thank you for giving us the opportunity to share in your celebrations, and I wish you every success for the future. On a more personal note, this is my last graduation as chair of the college, And I'd like to conclude my vote of thanks by thanking the many people I've had the pleasure to work with over my time as Chair of North East Scotland College Board, and before that, the Board and Chair of Aberdeen College Board. Early in the new year, I'll step down after what will be 18 years involved in the college. During my time as Chair and Board member, I've had the pleasure of working with 4 principals and countless board members whose dedication and development of further and higher education in the region has been consistent and unwavering, and I thank them for all their support. As I bring this ceremony to a close, I invite you all to stay online a little bit longer to watch some of the special messages from familiar faces. Thank you.
So the robes are off. I'm a little bit more relaxed. There's a glass of fizz nearby. I just wanted to say to all the staff who were involved in creating this wonderful graduation ceremony today, thanks very much on behalf of us all. You've done a fantastic job. And on behalf of all our graduates, again, I just want to reiterate my congratulations on a job well done. I hope you have a great time, and I hope the future holds everything that you want it to. All the best.
Hi, I would like to congratulate all the students who have graduated this year under the most strenuous of circumstances. I would also like to thank all the staff who have achieved so much to help the students get to where they are today. Thank you.
Hello everybody, huge congratulations from the STV team to all of Nescall's graduates. I send my very best wishes to you for the future and for the day's celebrations. It's been a tough 18 months due to COVID, but you've pulled through. Well done. Often the really hard times bring out the best in us. And you've worked so well to gain your qualifications given the circumstances. And well done to the staff for organising everything. Now the really hard work starts, finding the right job or continuing with your studies. Best of luck to you and enjoy the celebrations.
A little birdie told me that there's word of graduation. So this Tory Quine is sending much congratulations. All these days of studying, your hard work has paid off. Well done. Now it's time to celebrate and have a laugh.
Congratulations to everyone graduating today, and well done to all our distance learners.
Yes, and especially congratulations to anybody studying accounting. Well done and good luck to the future.
Congratulations to all of you.
Hey, it's Claire and Craig from Claire and Craig's Big Breakfast on Original 106, and we just want to say well done for graduating from Nescall. You did it! Amazing!
Yes!
Now the big bad world awaits, but I'm sure you'll be well ready for all that tax paying and all that stuff. Working hard, 9 to 5. You might even be lucky enough to get a job somewhere with a fleece with a company logo on it.
Yeah, we don't pay anyone, we just give them fleeces, which is a great idea. So enjoy your day. Remember to take advantage of everyone else paying the bill tonight, and try and whack that student discount card before it goes away. That'll be a sad time.
Keep hold of that, but enjoy your graduation.
Hi everybody, it's Jill from the library here. Just an absolute huge congratulations on graduating. You've done super well in such a strange time. Lots of love all your library team from Aberdeen City, Altons and Fraserburgh.
Well done to all the graduates this year, especially the computing graduates, many of whom we've seen from level 4 right through to HND. Well done.
On behalf of Aberdeenshire Council, I congratulate all of you on successfully graduating today. It is a tremendous achievement and is recognition of all the hard work you have put in since you started on this journey. This is a very proud day for you and for your family. I wish all of you the very best and hope that some of you will follow your future careers here in the beautiful North East.
Huge congratulations to all you graduates. You've had a challenging time completing your awards. Absolutely well done for all the hard work and effort put into it. I'd just like to say a fantastic well done and congratulations to our HNC Childhood Practice. This is the first year we've delivered in Fraserburgh and you've all done exceptionally well. Congratulations everyone.
Congratulations to all our graduates today. You should feel incredibly proud of your success and achievements. especially considering the challenges brought by the pandemic. I know that myself and everyone in our Student Advice Centres are very proud of you all. Best of luck to you with your future career.
Hi, it's Jeff and Lauren here from NOSAT 1 and we're so proud of you!
This has been a mental couple of years like no other, but you've knocked it out of the park, smashed it, and you've done it. Congratulations on your graduation.
Woohoo!
Hi there. Many congratulations on achieving over the past year or two under such difficult circumstances. Wishing you all the best for the future in your career.
Congratulations, you've done a grand job.
Hello everybody, this is Andrea Breimer from STV News here. I just wanted to say a massive congratulations to you all on getting to this point today. What an achievement. It's difficult enough in the best of times, but during COVID it's been probably more difficult for you, and I hope you managed to get through it in one piece and are looking forward to the challenges ahead. Good luck in your futures and enjoy today.
Congratulations to everybody graduating today, and I wish you every success for the future.
Congratulations everyone on your graduation this year. I know it's been a tough year, but you've done well, so well done all. Thank you.
It's been a tough year, and I would just like to congratulate all the students that are graduating this year. Well done.
Congratulations to all the students graduating today. Extremely well done to everyone.
Big congratulations to everybody who's graduated this year under hard times. Well done and good luck in the future.
My name is Deborah Lavery and I'm a lecturer within the Beauty and Complementary Therapies department. Firstly, I would like to say a huge well done to everyone who is qualified as a complementary therapist. You should all be extremely proud of yourself for working through such a challenging year. Continue to be resilient, whether you've chosen to continue your studies or put your skills to practice within the industry. The whole team wish you the best of luck, and remember, every day is a learning day. Well done again, everyone.
On behalf of everybody at the Student Association, we want to congratulate all of NESCOL's graduates. Well done on working so hard, especially during COVID, to gain your qualifications. Enjoy today and all the best for the future.
Congratulations to all our students graduating today from all at Inspire Catering.
Huge congratulations to all students graduating today from everyone in admissions, advice and reception. Good luck for the future.
Well done on all your hard work and congratulations on your graduation.
Graduates, congratulations. What an achievement, especially during a global pandemic as well. Make sure you enjoy your day and best of luck for the future.